2 through 3s and F&M bullets to rip through tissue. Better say your last goodbyes, cause your fam gon' miss you. A shooting star, so them headshots is not gon' miss you. A young coach, so I'm playing games with her mental.
Back with another reaction, bringing Joe Rogan's The Secret of Pink Floyd Synchronized to the Wizard of Oz. This is Roger Waters and how he quit smoking as well. I've always, since I've been listening to Pink Floyd, I've always wanted to know the thoughts behind their sound and just special things about Pink Floyd, little special things about them. And you know, I'm not gonna learn everything about them in this 4 minute and 50 second clip, but you know, just getting accustomed to just a little bit about them. And this is a great way to understand a little bit, you know what I mean? Not that much. I'm gonna do a far extensive look into with Pink Floyd, but you know, I'm gonna start off with this. And this is off of Joe Rogan's podcast, The Secret of Pink Floyd Synchronized to the Wizard of Oz, and Roger Waters quitting smoking. Let's get to it.
Speak the language that the philosophy is being described in, you can't begin to take part in the conversation.
One thing I have to ask you, because I can't forget this. The synchronization with the Wizard of Oz
is bullshit.
Is it bullshit?
Yeah, of course it is. I mean, it may not be. It may be that if
like
you
the
do what they
universe aligned those
say,
two.
it may be if you do what they say, but it has nothing to do with us, any of us. Nothing to do with anyone in Pink Floyd or anyone who wrote or recorded any of the music. It's something that somebody thinks. So it's a coincidence of some time, and maybe it's cosmic coincidence, and it's true. I do like the story though of the cop in Louisiana following a bus, and it was weaving about the road a bit, and so he pulls it over. Young motorcycle cop, boom, puts the bike up on the stand, opens the door. Nearly falls over. There's so much smoke coming out through the bloody door. He goes in, it goes through, and he's trying to find people, you know, with dope, because it's just full of marijuana smoke. Eventually, he gets to the back of the bus where there's a private compartment, and he opens the door and goes in, and there's Willie Nelson. And the story is that Willie Nelson is listening to Dark Side of the Moon and watching The Wizard of Oz on the TV. And I don't believe it for a minute, but I like the story.
Yeah, I don't even want to investigate that. I want it to be true. I don't want to find out it's not true. But if you, I've watched it. I've watched The Wizard of Oz, listening to The Dark Side of the Moon while high on marijuana. And if it's not on purpose, it is a cosmic coincidence, because it's kind of amazing. It's kind of amazing how it just flows.
If only I smoked dope, I could join you in that experience.
You don't smoke at all?
No.
Never?
Oh, yeah, ever, yeah.
Yeah.
I tell you why, because I used to smoke cigarettes a lot, and way too much. And particularly when I was working, I chain smoked, literally. So I would smoke 3 packs at least a day.
Wow.
Of Marlboro Reds.
Whoa.
And I gave up eventually. And I gave up like in the late 60s. But I didn't really give up. I gave up smoking rolled cigarettes. I continued to smoke cigarettes with tobacco and hashish in them.
Ah.
So I pretended I'd stopped smoking cigarettes,
Right.
but I hadn't. I was addicted.
That's a big thing in England. Spliffs.
Spliffs, yeah.
Yeah. When I was over there, I was fascinated by that. I was like, why do you guys have cigarettes in your marijuana? Like, what is this? But it's pretty good.
Well, I did it because I was addicted to nicotine. And then in 1975, I realized that that's what I was doing. And after that, I never smoked dope again. I didn't like it. I don't like being stoned. I don't like the feeling. It makes me paranoid.
That's what I like about it.
What, being paranoid?
Yeah, I like it.
Oh, my God.
I enjoy the feeling of vulnerability sometimes.
Wow. Well, good for you. Chacun a son goût, as the French have it. I don't like it. I'm paranoid enough already without smoking dope.
Oh, I am too. But occasionally I think there's an understanding of vulnerability that comes through marijuana that I enjoy. It's sort of a perspective enhancer for me sometimes.
Okay. Well, good for you.
But, you know, with Dark Side of the Moon and with The Wizard of Oz, the combination, pretty incredible.
All right, good. Well, we got that out of the way.
So when you guys, like in the early days of the band, what was, like, that's always the connection with rock and roll and drugs. Like, this is like, that's the narrative.
Yeah.
Was that, in the early days of Pink Floyd, was that the case?
It wasn't really
No?
relevant. I mean, during the time when I was smoking hash every day was 1970, 71, 70. So it's pre Dark Side. It's when we were making medals, so it's echoes and things. But I don't think it impinged on my burgeoning writing career, if you like, when I was, starting to write songs, because Sid.
That was Joe Rogan. The Secret of Pink Floyd Synchronized to the Wizard of Oz, and Roger Waters quit smoking. That's interesting. I am going to try that. Watch the Wizard of Oz and listen to the Dark Side of the Moon and see, if it synchronizes. If Joe Rogan's saying it, and a lot of people have said it, I'm pretty sure that it was a cosmic, force that made it, where both movie and song synchronized with each other. But that story about Willie Nelson, though, that was a pretty funny story. Being pulled over, I can vision that, I can see that. Being pulled over by a bike cop. Bike cop goes on the bus, sees, there's smoke of marijuana smoke everywhere. Back of the bus, Willie Nelson's in the back, smoking, listening to the Dark Side of the Moon, and watching the Wizard of Oz. I can see that. And just this whole vibe was a good vibe, was a good interview. It's a longer interview. I'm gonna pick certain parts of it and react to it. It's just really, really, really interesting that they wasn't on anything doing the Dark Side of the Moon. Definitely creative, definitely innovative, and shouts out to Pink Floyd. But it's hard to kick smoking. So for him to kick smoking, that's a big thing. And this was very interesting. I learned a little bit more about them. I want to learn more, so I'm going to do more reactions to their interviews and get to know the entire band, not just Roger Waters, and see where their thoughts are and their background, his background even more. But yeah, this was pretty interesting. So you guys support, donate, just like, subscribe, share.
2 through 3s and F&M bullets to rip through tissue. Better say your last goodbyes, cause your fam gon' miss you. A shooting star, so them headshots is not gon' miss you. A young coach, so I'm playing games with her mental.